Hey everybody, we are going to talk about Costco. If you're like me, I am a Costco member. My membership fee is going to go up. I'm a Costco executive member, which actually more than half of their membership base are. The regular membership is going to increase by $5. The executive membership is going to increase by $10. Goes into effect on September 1st. From an investor's perspective, there are a lot of questions about shouldn't they have done more? Shouldn't they have increased it by more? So I'm joined by Rick Munarez. He's a longtime Motley Fool contributor, a Costco shareholder. Before we dive in, please take a minute and check out fool.com/Frankel, the link you see on your screen. Get the top 10 stocks from my sponsor, The Motley Fool. It's the best way to support this work we're doing on YouTube. Again, that is fool.com/Frankel. So, Rick, this was Costco just recently announced this increase. It was widely anticipated that they were going to increase membership fees. They decided not to increase the price of their hot dog meal, which a lot of people thought they were going to do. But this was the first increase since 2017. And I'm a math guy. I used to be a math teacher, so I'm going to run through the numerical case here. So they increased it from $60 to $65. That is an 8.3% increase. As I mentioned, this is their first increase since 2017. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the CPI data, inflation since 2017 has been 28%. So if I just apply, if we say that Costco's membership is going to increase at the rate of inflation, then they should have raised it to $76.80, or let's just round $75 would have been the inflation appropriate increase. Now, investors kind of, weren't too happy about this. It's fair to say the stock went down after they announced this increase. People expected more, and in fairness, a lot of people don't know this. Costco doesn't make its money when you buy products in its stores. It makes its money off of membership fees. That's its profit center. Its revenue comes from you buying items in stores, but its profits come from memberships. So, Rick, as a Costco shareholder, should Costco have raised its price, maybe not to 75, but a little bit more than it did?
Yeah, so I'm gonna and again as a Costco shopper, I'm saying I'm glad it was just $5 as a Costco member like you, Matt, and as a Costco shareholder, I'm also happy. And I know the stock fell 4%. They had announced that. Basically raising it the price of a rotisserie chicken is what I called it, which was $4.99 what they charge. And you mentioned the whole hot dog. They're never going to change the hot dog soda $1.50 deal. They can't. It's too ingrained in what their culture is about. But to me, it's the kind of thing where, yeah, you're right. It breaks out to about a 1% annualized increase over the last 7 years, a little more than 7 years between June of 2017 and September, which is when the actual rollout is going to happen. But this is a business where it's not just about beating inflation. It's not just about, we got to outdo inflation, like let's say like a Chipotle. Oh, they're growing their prices. They're able to push menu prices that are higher than inflation. That's good because they have that pricing power. Costco's playing a different game here. They're playing a retention and renewal game here. They have a ridiculous 93% renewal rate. So the average Costco member, 93%. So basically all but 7% of them renew 1 year from another. And again, this 8% increase, and it was 8% for the Gold Star plan, which is the regular one, and for the $120 plan that you have, Matt, it is the kind of thing where it was the right move at a time when everybody's sort of concerned with inflationary concerns, and they're saying, oh, this and that is happening. They know Costco has their back. They've always known this because they can get bulk stuff and good prices. But when the membership fees take this long and it goes up so little, I think they get benefits from this. And again, you mentioned that it's been 5 years in the past. Why can't it be another 10 year? It was time percentage wise. Not only that, it was 7 years. I looked at the list. Every single increase from 1983 when they first opened it, it was $25 for the Gold Star membership. It's been 2 to 6 years and they've increased by $5. They waited longer for the lowest percentage increase in their history, and that is impressive. And the fact that their financials have been just as great now as they were 7 years ago, and better actually, tells you that they didn't really even need to raise it at all. The business would still keep growing. But I like the fact that they took a conservative approach here at a time when the stock and everything about Costco is doing so well.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely make a good point of that that consumers are kind of sensitive to rising. Yeah, I mean, everything you read on Twitter these days is about inflation's killing me. I can't buy groceries. Things like that. And so Costco did do a wise decision and say, our customers are sensitive to rising prices right now, and customers are especially sensitive to anything they see as a discretionary purchase right now. Costco membership, you can make the argument when it's cheap enough that it is an essential purchase because you're saving that much money on the back end when you buy your groceries and things like that. But if you raise it too much, then it stops being an essential purchase to shoppers, and it becomes a lot more of a discretionary cost in their minds. We've seen this in any type of discretionary retail lately. Starbucks is a great example of where we've seen customers kind of pumping the brakes on things they don't necessarily see as essential. Um, but I have to wonder, and I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. You mentioned that this was the lowest percentage increase in history. They generally increase their membership in $5 increments. It was I'm a relatively new Costco member. It was 55 when I started with the company. Um, do you think that they're going to just do $5 increments going forward? Are they going to use that 5 year interval, or do you think that if in another 5 years we're in a great economy and consumers are not as sensitive, that some of this is kind of like backloaded, if you will, for inflation?
Yeah, I think again, I think you're going to see a $10 increase at some point in our lifetime if we live long enough to see it, and maybe obviously not wait 7 years for another increase. But I don't think it's necessary. And again, to me, it's the kind of thing where again we're seeing the business doing well, and I know it's a narrative that you mentioned earlier, and I mentioned it a lot too, where it's like this is a membership fee business, is a membership fee business. But again, if we look at the first 9 months of their fiscal year that we've had numbers on. It was 3.3 billion they recorded in membership fees of the 174.8 billion dollars in total merchandise. So 2% of their sales of the revenue mix was coming from these membership fees. But the operating profit, which basically always equaled that, and now it's at 6.2 billion. So Costco is doing a better job of growing through like travel and these other markets, these other things that are happening within the store. They're actually being more profitable than you think outside of just the membership fees. But you need that product. It is the product that sells the membership fees. It's not the membership fees that sells the products on the inside. So you have to keep that side of it happy. I do think they will continue to take a conservative outlook, and I think it serves them well. The stock clearly has not gone up just 8% over the last 7 years like the membership fees are. It's been a very well performing stock because people are rewarding the company because of it's gone through a couple of CEOs too, and it's still been able to execute at a great level.
It's really interesting. I'm curious to see how it plays out. I hope they continue to take a conservative approach as a Costco member. And you make a really good point about they're monetizing other things like travel a lot better. Just when I mentioned I joined Costco probably 10 years ago when it was $55, and the travel business especially has become a lot more visible as a shopper. So you make a really good point. Thanks for joining us, and let us know what you think. I will do my best to respond to every comment individually. I'm a big Costco fan, both of the stock and the store. So let me know what you think. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment, so I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by more than 4 times, so go to fool.com/Frankel to get your 10 stock picks now. The Motley Fool Stock Advisor returns are 650% as of April 16th, 2024, and are measured against the S&P 500 returns of 148% as of April 16th, 2024.